Good day, everybody. Welcome to Cafe Calculations. My name is Eric, and today we're going to be talking about a priori knowledge and what that really means. This will be a very short little video, but it's essentially at the building blocks of all mathematics. And before I get into it, I just want to kind of point out that certain knowledge we get is derived from experience, from our senses, and then we put it into a theory, we test it with the scientific method, and we go about our day and keep refining and getting insight into the structure of the universe, our world, or whatever thing we happen to be looking at. But there's other kinds of knowledge called a priori knowledge, and this knowledge is self-evident. It doesn't require our senses. It doesn't require evidence, as crazy as it may sound. So mathematics falls into this category. Mathematics has a priori knowledge that from the building blocks of its axioms and foundational elements, we can build the whole architecture of mathematics for the last few thousand years, which has pretty much built up our whole modern day world. All computers have a mathematical algorithm or mathematical substructure that sets up the code that allows the actions for the computers to run and the video games and all the things that we love to do in the modern era. And even in the ancient times when there was not the same kind of technology we have today. So let's just go into it. There's not going to be really much writing in this, but just I want to set it up because it is the premise that will set up everything else that we learn in mathematics. And in this little clump of lessons I'm doing today for Catholic Calculations, the next 5, we're looking at the axioms of mathematics. The superpower, if you will, that gives math its predictive capabilities. And it's these rules and relationships that set the boundaries that allow all mathematics to build on top of. All of this, for the most part, is a priori knowledge. So let's talk about it. First, a priori knowledge is self-evident, knowledge that contains itself. So what does that mean? Let's give you an example. An example would be all children are under 18. It's self-evident. We know that children are under 18 by the definition. We don't need to go measure all these different kids to find out, oh yeah, all these kids are under 18. Mathematics also falls in this category. So a priori knowledge is knowledge that is beyond our senses, but is a truth in itself. And why does this matter? Well, remember, mathematics is nothing more than just ideas. It doesn't exist tangibly in our world. It's abstract. But this abstract way of thought, this critical, logical way of thought, allows us to perceive way beyond our senses, way beyond our planet, way beyond our solar system, and allows us, like I've mentioned before, we've sent satellites to Pluto, 10 billion miles away. We've measured stars. We've inferred things that from our senses would be impossible to do. This is the power of mathematics. This is the power of thought, the power of intellect, the power of knowledge, if you will. A priori knowledge, once again, is knowledge that is self-evident. And it's important because knowledge like this is a truth in itself. And when you have truths, you can build concrete, solid structures on top of that. Mathematics allows engineers to calculate stresses, calculate foundational capabilities of weight, how high a building or a skyscraper can be. If we didn't have that, we couldn't build the stuff. If the mathematics wasn't a truth in itself, then all these substructures would fall. Just like this lifeguard station I'm sitting on right now. This is the power of mathematics. This is the power of truth, okay? Now, we also, this kind of parallels in some ways to, you may have heard of the scientific method, which is where we propose a hypothesis. It has to be experimental. We run an experiment, we collect the data, measure the data, compare it to a hypothesis, and decide did it meet or not meet the hypothesis. And from there, either way, if it met it or didn't meet it, we can derive, are we correct or not correct? But there's knowledge to be taken from that. A priori knowledge is self-evident. Mathematics falls in this category. and it becomes something that from these simple foundations we can build up all the other higher mathematics that pertain in all the different directions of our world, from science to engineering to computer programming, AI technology, the algorithms that run our social media and try and get our viral videos going, like this one right here. Come on, people. You understand what I'm going. So, a priori knowledge. I think that's all I'm going to say about it. This is just a short little video just to get it in your head. And in the latter examples of this, I will be going through some examples of this in the form of axioms that set up the foundational structures of mathematics. Once again, thank you very much for listening to Calfee Calculations. I hope you have a happy holidays, and remember, enjoy the process.